Hey guys, my name is Richard Darko, and the classroom management scenario I was assigned was number 14, and it is to do with Nika and Chantel, who are both students in my Year 11 class. Both are fair students and can usually be relied upon to work well in class, and they've been passing their assessment tasks pretty comfortably. Although since the school dance 3 weeks ago, Nick and Chantel have been taking a greater interest in each other. They arrived to class hand in hand and are inseparable to the point where they now seem to waste a lot of time in class together. I'm concerned about their performance in an upcoming exam is going to suffer. Now, there are some key points that I want to take away from this scenario, which includes the fact that both students are usually very well behaved and they've been passing their assessment tasks pretty comfortably. It's also important to realize the dynamic of relationship development, especially in early stage 6, as teenagers tend to display this type of behavior in the school environment. The school that I'm currently teaching at has a hands-off policy, meaning that students are not able to touch each other in a way that exhibits relationship behavior, so whether that be kissing, hugging, or holding hands. I think this will be easy to reiterate to both Nika and Chantel, as they've been aware of this rule for quite some time now. As a teacher, it is my responsibility to respect student relationships, although it is also my responsibility to address specific behaviors before they start affecting schoolwork. In Nick and Chantel's case, it's at the point where they are wasting a lot of time in the classroom and the relationship is serving as a barrier to their education, which could potentially stop other students from learning. The teaching strategies that I have chosen to adopt are the democratic approach and the behavioral approach, as I feel this is an excellent way to deal with this current issue. The democratic approach has features that are extremely important to influences on behavior, as stated by Drakers in 1968. It's all about inclusion and involves both students and the teacher being a part of a bigger picture while having a mutual understanding in regard to classroom discussion, classroom activities, and even setting ground rules for the classroom itself. Students have a voice in the decision-making process that affects their behavior, such as consequences and rewards. Because of this, I feel that they are more empowered to create and fulfill their learning goals as well. In this approach, the teacher also acts as a role model for behavior in the classroom, so I have to be able to conduct myself in a way in which I want the students to follow suit. Individual accountability and appropriate behavior are integral to this approach. Now, the behavioral approach is about establishing clear expectations in the classroom, monitoring students and reinforcing their behavior, whether that be positive or negative. Positive reinforcement refers to the effects that are seen when the desired action is strengthened, such as offering words of praise or encouragement, and negative reinforcement, which is the removal of a stimulus such as relieving students of homework. My plan of action involves using strategies from the democratic approach. At the start of the semester, ground rules were established by the students. Both Nick and Chantel were involved in making those rules, although they seem to have forgotten about them or have blatantly disregarded the rules. I want to be able to bring this to their attention and deal with the issue, but instead of telling them in front of the whole class, I'll hold them back after class to have a short meeting with me. By doing this, it will speak to my actions in dealing with conflicts in the classroom, and I think I'll be able to gain a bit of respect from both Nick and Chantel. I will then remind them about the ground rules for the classroom and also the school's hands-off policy. I want to use the word remind because both Nick and Chantel may have forgotten about the signed declaration after completing the ground rules. I will then give them a chance to explain their behavior because I know they are usually good students in my class. This will increase trust and respect between us that I've been building throughout the semester as a democratic teacher. After that, I'll ask them to propose the consequences of their behavior if it is to happen again during my class. And if they aren't able to provide me with any ideas, I'll then highlight some suggestions in the hope of us both agreeing on them. I'll let them know that they will no longer have the privilege of sitting next to each other again and not be able to participate in the same groups during group work. And last but not least, I'll let them know that if these rules are ignored, I'll have to escalate this matter and report to the principal because it is an official school rule. Before dismissing them, I'll also highlight how well they are doing throughout the semester and tell them not to let something like this distract them from their course of learning. I'll reiterate how well they're doing in my class and let them know that I respect their relationship, but there's a time and place for that sort of behavior. I strongly believe that it's important to finish on a good note to maintain that trust between myself and the students. And by using the democratic approach, I have stated expectations, focused on the positive expectations, and have further established a sense of responsibility and consequences for the students. Thanks for listening to this quick video about my classroom management.